In the vast expanse of the Soviet Union, there lived a man named Andrei Chikatilo. Born in 1936 in the village of Yabluchne, Ukraine, Chikatilo's life began with hardship. His father was captured by the Nazis during World War II, leaving his family destitute and struggling to survive. Growing up in the midst of famine and war, Chikatilo's psyche was scarred from an early age. As he reached adulthood, Chikatilo was plagued by deep-seated psychological issues. He harbored intense feelings of inadequacy, compounded by his struggles with impotence, a condition that tormented him throughout his life. In a bid to assert control and dominance over his own feelings of powerlessness, Chikatilo's inner demons drove him to commit acts of unspeakable horror. In 1978, Chikatilo's first known victim, 9-year-old Yelena Zakotnova, disappeared without a trace. Her brutal murder marked the beginning of a reign of terror that would grip the Soviet Union for over a decade. Chikatilo's modus operandi was chillingly consistent. He preyed on vulnerable individuals, often children and young women, luring them with promises of assistance or employment before leading them to secluded areas where he would assault, mutilate, and ultimately murder them. With each victim, Chikatilo's depravity seemed to escalate. He derived sickening pleasure from the act of killing, often engaging in necrophilia and cannibalism. His insatiable appetite for violence drove him to claim the lives of at least 52 known victims, although the true number may be much higher. Despite his cunning and the transient nature of his crimes, Chikatilo's reign of terror eventually came to an end in 1990. A combination of forensic evidence, eyewitness testimonies, and a psychological profile compiled by investigators led to his arrest. In 1992, Andrei Chikatilo was convicted of 52 murders and sentenced to death. On February 14, 1994, in a small town in Russia, Andrei Chikatilo met his end. He was executed by firing squad, ending the life of one of the most notorious serial killers in history. Though his crimes were heinous and his motives incomprehensible, the memory of his victims lives on as a reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human soul.